Keling endi dars davom ettiramiz. Nima qoldi? Cambridge 15 that's 2. Parser kelib qolmiz 21 to 30. Interesting. Hop, ketdik. Davom etamiz. Endi nima qilishimiz kerak? O'qiymiz. Question 21-22, which two groups of people is just primarily intent to primarily keyword, intent for keyword. Demak, основан нацеленный них asosan. Students from English department, residents of local area, university teaching staff, potential new students, students from other departments. Topamiz. 23-24, two reasons for choosing novelist Charles Dickens. Nimaga ikkita sabab bor ekan, nimaga bularni tanlaganiga. Speeches inspired others to improve society. His publications draw attention to public social problems. Novels well known now. Consulted on a number of social issues. Reputation was changed in recent times. Topamiz, ko'ramiz. Boshladik.
Part 3. You will hear two students of English called Kathy and Graham planning a display on 19th century British life and literature for a university event. First, you have some time to look at questions 21 to 24.
We don't have time.
And answer questions 21 to 24.
Boshladik.
Okay, Graham, so let's check we both know what we're supposed to be doing.
Okay.
So, for the university's open day, we have to plan a display on British life and literature in the mid-19th century.
That's right. But we'll have some people to help us find the materials and set it up, remember? For the moment, we just need to plan it.
Good. So, have you gathered who's expected to come and see the display? Is it for the people studying English or students from other departments? I'm not clear about it.
Nor me. That was how it used to be, but it didn't attract many people, so this year it's going to be part of an open day to raise the university's profile. It'll be publicised in the city to encourage people to come and find out something of what goes on here. And it's included in the information that's sent to people who are considering applying to study here next year.
Presumably, some current students and lecturers will come?
I would imagine so. But we've been...
Qisqasi aytdi, kimga o'zi plan qilingan bu? Hozir o'zimizni departamentdagi o'quvchilarmi yoki boshqa departamentdagilarmi? Oldin shunaqa edi, hozir bunaqa emas. Bilan chiqib ketdi. Bu o'zimizdagi mahalliy aholiga dedi, plus bizga apply qilmoqchi odamlarga dedi, shuning ham o'qiymiz tinchgina. Xo'p, so you have gathered expected to come. It's for the people studying English or other departments. I'm not clear about. Not me. No, there was what it used to be didn't attract many people. Demak, bilan chiqarib yubordi buni ham. It will be publicized in the city, encourages people to come and find out something about what goes on here. It's the answer B. Damn it, man. B. And it's included the information sent to people who are considering applying to study here next year. Demak, bu next yearga bog'liqador. Bu D. Hozirgi o'zimizdagilar some current students and lecturers will come. I would imagine so. Lekin we have been taught to concentrate on other categories of people. Demak, ular kelishi mumkin, kelsa kelsin, kelmasa kelmasin, lekin biza B bilan Dga konsentratsiya qilamiz dedi.
Told to concentrate on the other categories of people.
Right. We don't have to cover the whole range of 19th century literature, do we?
No, it's entirely up to us. I suggest just using Charles Dickens.
That's a good idea. Most people have heard of him and have probably read some of his novels or seen films based on them. So that's a good lead-in to life in his time.
Exactly. And his novels show the awful conditions that most people had to live in, don't they? He wanted to shock people into doing something about it.
Did he do any campaigning other than writing?
Yes, he campaigned for education and other social reforms and gave talks. But I'm inclined to ignore that and focus on the novels.
Yes, I agree.
Tushunarli. Qisqasi, Graham, anoni olaylik, Charles Dickens olaylik. Charles Dickens novellari well known, odamlar biladi. O'shanga yaxshi leading kirish bo'lib beradi. Plus uni publicationlari odamlarni o'sha e'tiborini social problemalarga qaratgan degan gaplar bo'ldi mana. It's a good idea. Most people have heard of him and have probably read of some of his novels and films based on them degani bu qisqasi C bo'ladi javob. Did he campaign? For education and social reforms I gave talks but I'm inclined to ignore that. Demak, menga muhim emas bu, ignore qilaman u narsani dedi. Xo'p, exactly. And his novels show awful conditions that most people had to live in. Don't say he wanted to shock people into doing something. Mana u odamlarni nimadir qilishga, shock qilishga qarayotgan mana. Mana publication draw attention of social problems bo'ladi. Shu bilan B bilan C bo'ladi javob qisqasi. Tamom. Keyingiga o'tamiz. Hop, Pickwick Papers, Oliver Twist, Nicholas Nickleby, Martin, blah 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 blah. Doesn't matter. Poverty. Endi bu qismda vocab qisqasi. Vocab bilmasang rohliysizlar. Poverty kambag'allik, education ta'lim, Dickens traveler, entertainment, crime and the law, wealth, medicine, women's life. Qisqasi yodlab olinglar. Ketdik.
Before you hear the rest of the discussion, you have some time to look at questions 25 to 30.
No, we don't have.
Answer questions
How's it
25 to 30.
Let's go.
Okay, so now shall we think about a topic linked to each novel?
Yes, I've printed out a list of Dickens's novels in the order they were published, in the hope you'd agree to focus on him.
You're lucky I did agree. Let's have a look. Okay, the first was The Pickwick Papers, published in 1836. It was very successful when it came out, wasn't it? And was adapted for the theatre straight away.
There's an interesting point, though, that there's a character who keeps falling asleep, and that medical condition was named after the book, Pickwickian syndrome.
Oh, so why don't we use that as the topic and include some quotations from the novel?
Right. Next is
Sindrom bor ekan, G ekan, medisinga bog'liq ekan, bog'lab tashlaylik shunga narsa dedi. Xo'p, o'qiymiz. Mana there's an interesting point. There's a character who keeps falling asleep. That medical condition was named after the book Pickwickian syndrome. So why don't we use a topic as topic mana medicine topic qilib ishlataylik deydi mana. Qisqasi tamom. Shu bilan G ketdi.
Oliver Twist. There's a lot in the novel about poverty, but maybe something less obvious.
Well, Oliver is taught how to steal, isn't he? We could use that to illustrate the fact that very few children went to school, particularly not poor children, so they learnt in other ways.
Good idea.
Xo'p, qisqasi Oliver Twist'da poverty bor, kambag'allik bor, but maybe something less obvious edi, очевидно emas edi. Well, Oliver steal qilishga to'g'ri qilingan. We could use it to illustrate the fact that very few children went to school education, particularly not poor children, so they learned in other ways. Boshqa yo'llar bilan olinganligini, o'rganganligini aytdi. Good idea dedi. U rozi bo'ldi. Shuning uchun ham bu education olamiz.
What's next?
Maybe Nicholas Nickleby? Actually, he taught in a really cruel school, didn't he?
That's right. But there's also the company of touring actors that Nicholas joins. We could do something on theatres and other amusements of the time. We don't want only the bad things, do we?
Okay.
Okay.
What about Martin?
Deb olar ekan qisqasi. Nimaga? Chunki u taught in cruel way o'qituvchi bo'lgan ekan, lekin to'rlarga borgan ekan. Faqatgina yomon narsa haqida gapira olmaymiz, o'sha entertainment haqida gapiraylik dedi mana. Xo'p, he taught in cruel school. He company of touring actors, Nicholas Jones. We could do something on the theaters and other amusements. Theater, other amusement, entertainment synonym edi. We don't only on bad things dedi. Okay, man, bu bo'ladi dedi qisqasi. Deb oldi.
Chuzzlewit. He goes to the USA, doesn't he?
Yes. And Dickens himself had been there a year before and drew on his experience there in the novel.
I wonder, though, the main theme is selfishness. So we could do something on social justice? No, too general. Let's keep to your idea.
Hop, nima dedi Martin Chuzzlewit Amerikaga travellari 1 yil oldin Dickens ham o'zi borib kelgan ekanda, o'sha traveldan olingan ma'lumotlarni qo'shib olgan ekan. Aytdi bu selfishness haqida balki social problem so'rarmiz, to'xta bo'lmas ekan dedi. O'zlarga qilishga qiladigan bo'ldi-da sizlarni. E'tiborlaringni chetga tortib yuboradigan narsa bo'ldi. Qisqasi mana. What about Martin Chuzzlewit? He goes to the university, doesn't he? Yes, Dickens himself has been there for a year, drew on his experience and their novel. I wonder, main selfishness. No, not too general. Kerak emas. Bo'ldi, o'zingni sanitiyangga qolaylik. O'sha Dickens'ni travel haqida gaplashamiz dedi. Bo'ldi. Kings.
I think it would work well.
He wrote Bleak House next. That's my favourite of his novels.
Yes, mine too.
Oh,
His satire of the legal system is pretty powerful.
that's true. But think about Esther, the heroine. As a child, she lives with someone she doesn't know is her aunt, who treats her very badly. Then she's very happy living with her guardian, and he puts her in charge of the household. And at the end, she gets married, and her guardian gives her and her husband a house, where, of course, they're very happy.
Yes, I like that.
What shall we take next?
O'z ko'rganingizda bu crime dedi, satire qildi, ustun ko'radi dedi, lekin bu woman haqida. He said our legal system is pretty powerful. But think about Esther is a heroine, the child, blah blah blah. Demak, opa haqida ekan, bitta ayol haqida bo'ldi, tamom. O'sha uchun ham javobni aytib olamiz.
Little Dorrit? Old Mr. Dorrit has been in a debtor's prison for years.
So was Dickens's father, wasn't he?
That's right.
What about focusing on the part when Mr. Dorrit inherits a fortune and he starts pretending he's always been rich?
Good idea.
Good idea. Dorrit o'sha fortune-dan oqiladi, inherit qoladi, nasliyasi qoladi, doim shunaqa rich bo'lgandek o'zini prитворяться qiladi deb, mayli, o'shanga anaqa qilamiz dedi. Mana what about focusing on part when Dorrit inherits a fortune and he starts pretending he's always been rich? Good idea. O'sha aning oldi, well soldi qisqasi o'tdi, F oldi. Shu bilan bo'lsam o'z nihoyasiga yetadi, part 2 ga o'taylik tinchgina. Vaqt qisqardi, 12 minut bo'ldi faqatgina. Interesting. Part 4, questions 31 to 40, one word only deyishdi.